What's going on YouTube? Pokemon Crystal is regarded by many as one of the greatest Pokemon games to date. The second generation of Pokemon games expanded on the already amazing Generation 1 games. Recently I was wondering, would it be possible to complete Pokemon Crystal using nothing but a Shuckle? My name is Trench, and today we'll be answering that question. Here are the rules that I'll be putting in place for myself. First, no Pokemon other than Shuckle can be used in battle. Any other Pokemon in my party will be for HM use only. Secondly, I won't be using any items during battle. However, I will be allowing myself to take advantage of held items. Obviously, Shuckle isn't an option for a starter, so we'll have to manipulate the game to make this possible. And while we're at it, why not make him shiny too? After grabbing our Shuckle, we head to Mr. Pokemon's house to grab the mystery egg for Professor Elm. We then head back down to Cherry Grove where we have our first battle against our rival. At this point in the game, Shuckle only knows two very basic moves, Constrict and Withdrawal. Because of this, I level Shuckle up to level 9 where it learns the move Wrap. Also give it a berry just in case. After a slow but an easy battle, we defeat our rival and make our way back to the lab. Now that the professor has his breakfast, we make our way towards Violet City to take on the first gym leader. Surely I could win with my eyes closed considering he only has a level 7 Pidgey and a level 9 Pidgeotto, right? Wrong. You see, both of Faulkner's Pokemon know the move Mudslap. While that move isn't very powerful, it also reduces your accuracy, making it very difficult for me to land an attack. I end up losing twice before deciding to grind a little more to get Shuckle to level 18. I go for a third attempt and win with only 4 HP to spare. Faulkner graciously hands over the Zephyr badge, along with TM31, which is Mudslap. Remember how annoying Mudslap was in our battle just now? Well, now I'm going to teach it to our Shuckle. With our first badge in hand, we make our way south for a quick stroll through Union Cave before popping out on the other side in Azalea Town. We learn that a group of thugs called Team Rocket are cutting off the tails of slowpokes in a nearby well. Clearing the well poses no real challenge, so now that we've become small town heroes, we'll go pay a visit to the second gym leader, Bugsy. In case you couldn't tell by his name, Bugsy specializes in bug-type Pokemon. It took quite a bit of time to take out his Metapod due to it using Harden. His Metapod also knows the move Tackle, which was able to take out a good chunk of my HP. But the real trouble began when we reached the second Pokemon, Scyther. Bugsy's Scyther knows the move Fury Cutter, which does more damage each time the move is used. Shuckle is able to eat 3 Fury Cutters, but the fourth one proves to be too powerful. Worry not though, because I have an idea. In Generation 2, Shuckle can only learn 5 moves through leveling up. Luckily for us, the next move that he can learn is Bide. Bide is the perfect move to take on Bugsy's Scyther. Bide absorbs damage for 2 to 3 turns, leaving Shuckle unable to attack. Bide then hits the opponent for double the damage received during those 2 to 3 turns, meaning we can completely use Scyther's Fury Cutter against it. Now it's time to test my theory. After absorbing 2 Fury Cutters, we unleash a monster of an attack and take out Scyther. Thankfully the only Pokemon Bugsy has left is a Kakuna, so there's nothing really to worry about. Bugsy gives us the Hive badge and we continue on. Before we can enter Elix Forest, we have to have our second battle with our rival, and he's a little more prepared this time around. I'm able to knock out his Ghastly with a couple Mudslaps, but his Zubat doesn't go down so easily. Between making Shuckle flinch with Bite and confusing him with Supersonic, it takes a while to whittle him down, but we do get there. We make it to his last Pokemon, Bayleaf, and we have to slowly drain his HP like we did for Zubat. Now that we have that out of the way, we can head into Elix Forest, wrangle this Farfetch'd, and grab the HM for Cut. There's not much else we can do here, but if we talk to this guy, he'll give us the TM for Headbutt, which we'll immediately teach to Shuckle. We stroll into Goldenrod City and do some training to prepare for our next gym battle. That's right, it's time to take on Whitney and her infamous Miltank. Before we get to Miltank, however, we have to get through our Clefairy. Clefairy mostly just spams Metronome, and was even lucky enough to free Shuckle at one point. We managed to defrost though and take Clefairy out with a Headbutt. Now the moment you've all been waiting for. Yeah. I decide to grind Shuckle up to level 35 and go for round 2. This time I take out Clefairy in 2 hits and dive headfirst into Miltank. I then proceed to have the longest battle of my 20-year Pokemon career. As a strategy, I spam Mudslap so that I can ruin Miltank's accuracy. However, I was so focused on finding a way around Rollout that I completely forgot about 2 of Miltank's moves, Attract and Milk Drink. Now all I can do is cross my fingers and hope that Shuckle attacks, but even once I finally deal some damage, Miltank just heals itself. This back and forth between Miltank and Shuckle goes on for what feels like an eternity, until we finally get lucky and bring Miltank down. Once Whitney finally stops crying, she hands over the well-deserved playing badge and we make our way towards Ecruteak City. We can't take on the gym leader just yet though, as he's not at the gym. We head north to the Burn Tower where we find the gym leader, Morty. Also, our stupid rival is there, so it's time for our third battle with him. He actually manages to take us down pretty easily though, thanks to his Haunter using Curse, so we'll have to come back after we level up a little bit. We head west through Route 38 to level up and eventually make our way to Olivine City, where we run into our rival again. This time he's not looking for a fight, so we head to the lighthouse for more training, but first I make a pit stop into a stranger's house and, Right, onto the lighthouse. After battling my way to the top, we meet the 6th gym leader, Jasmine, who needs us to fetch some medicine from across the sea for his sick Ampharos. No problem. We just have to take care of that third rival battle and grab the 4th badge first. I grind Shuckle to level 45 and head back to the Burn Tower. Our rival's Hunter once again hits us with Curse right out of the gate, but we take it out with a quick Mud Slap. He sends out Magnemite next, and we one-hit KO him with another Mud Slap. Bayleaf is 3rd, and it only takes 2 headbutts to bring him down. He then sends out his 4th and final Pokemon, Zubat, and we demolish it with one more headbutt. Now that we've cleared the Burnt Tower, we can head to the 4th gym and battle Morty for a Fog Badge. His first Pokemon is Ghastly, who we defeat with 2 Mud Slaps. He then sends out Haunter, who immediately uses Curse. Great. Because Curse cuts Haunter's HP in half, I take him out with 1 Mud Slap, but I still have 2 Pokemon to go and one is a Gengar. Gengar puts me to sleep and then proceeds to use Dream Eater. Combine that with the Curse, and Morty quickly claims the victory. But I have an idea. Not too far back, I picked up TM4, and now I intend to use it. That's right, our boy Shuckle now knows Rollout. I give Shuckle a Mint Berry, which will allow him to wake himself up in the event that he gets hit with Hypnosis again. It may only help once, but that may be all we need. I jump back in and his Ghastly uses Curse right out of the gate. Not off to a great start, but let's keep going. The first wave of Rollout takes out Ghastly, and the second wave brings down Haunter. Gengar fails to hit us with a Hypnosis and gets steamrolled by wave 3 of Rollout. His second Haunter hits us with a Nightshade, but he's no match for how powerful Rollout has become by wave 4. We finally defeated Morty and claim our Fog Badge. Now that we can use Surf, we head south from Olivine and end up in Cianwood City, where we grab the medicine for the sick Ampharos. But before we leave, we can challenge the 5th gym leader Chuck, who is easily taken down by our rollout strategy. We grab the Storm Badge and head back to Olivine. Now we can drop off the medicine for Amphi and begin our 6th gym battle. Jasmine's first Pokemon, Magnemite, paralyzes us right from the start. He then confuses us, but we take him down right after with a Mud Slap. Here's where we start to run into a little trouble though. Our second Pokemon is Steelix, who is virtually unfazed by all of our moves. To make matters worse, he knows the move Iron Tail, which is super effective against Shuckle. We almost took Steelix out at one point, and then Jasmine used a Hyper Potion. Steelix finally takes us down with a Rock Throw. Even after grinding Shuckle to level 50, we lose 2 more times, and we lose again at level 60. I have to grind Shuckle all the way to level 65 before we can claim victory and grab the Mineral Badge. It's been a while since we've gotten to hang out with Team Rocket, so we head to Mahogany Town and help Lance run them off. After a quick run through their hideout, we chase them away to Goldenrod City. But before we head to Goldenrod, we can challenge the 7th gym leader, Price. Because ice types are weak to rock and the overleveling, we blow through his whole team with Rollout. After we collect the Glacier Badge, we make our way to the Radio Tower in Goldenrod. While dealing with Team Rocket, we run into our best friend and he challenges us to a friendly battle. We make short work of his team, grab the card key from the kidnapped director, and save the Radio Tower from Team Rocket. Now that Team Rocket is disbanded once again, we make our way from Mahogany Town to the Ice Path. After sliding and pushing our way through, we end up in Blackthorn City where we can grab our 8th and final Johto badge. Claire is the Dragon-type gym leader. We can use Rollout again here to get through her team pretty quickly. She refuses to hand over the badge, so we have to head to the Dragon's Den where her grandfather forces her to give up the badge. The moment's finally come. We've collected all 8 gym badges. With 8 badges in hand, we can head towards Victory Road to take on the Elite Four. We take our first steps into Kanto and run into our rival again, who of course challenges us to another battle. His team is no match for Shuckle's high level, so we take him out with ease and train Shuckle up to level 80. We also find the TM for Earthquake, so we teach that to Shuckle too. First up in the Elite Four is Will, the Psychic type trainer. His team consists of 2 Xatu, Executor, Slowbro, and Jinx. Using Rollout, we clear through his team with no issue and proceed to the next member of the Elite Four. Koga specializes in Poison-type Pokemon, but again, using Rollout, we can easily clear through his team. Koga has an Ariados, a Fortress, a Muck, a Venomoth, and a Crobat. With Koga out of the way, we can move forward. Next up is Bruno, who uses Fighting-type Pokemon. Rock moves don't do a lot of damage to Fighting types, so for this battle, we'll utilize Earthquake instead of Rollout. His Hitmontop tries to be sneaky by using Dig, but that won't stop Earthquake. His Onix, Machamp, Hitmonlee, and Hitmonchan all fall victim to Shuckle. With Bruno out of the way, we can move on to the final member of the Elite Four, Karen, who favors Dark-type Pokemon. Again, we use Rollout to get through our Umbreon, Vileplume, Gengar, Murkrow, and Houndoom, who goes down with an Earthquake. After making short work of her team, we have to battle one more trainer before we can be crowned champion. Lance, the Dragon Master, is the current champion, and even though we helped each other in dealing with Team Rocket, we have to put that behind us and massacre his Pokemon to steal his crown. Even though Lance is the Dragon Master, not very many Dragon-type Pokemon existed in Generation 2. Because of this, a lot of his Pokemon are actually Flying-type, and we absolutely destroy them with Rollout. I mean, seriously, the only Dragon-type Pokemon he has is Dragonite, and he has 3 of them. The developers couldn't even be bothered to put a Dragonair in for a little variety. At least they gave him a Charizard, right? Charizard kind of looks like a dragon, even though he's not one. He's not a dragon. Officially defeated Lance and became the the champion of Johto. Lance forces us to come back to this oddly creepy and empty room and download Shuckle's DNA to this magic computer. Shuckle may have finally become champion, but unfortunately, he can't rest just yet. Now many of you watching have probably played at least one of the Generation 2 games before, and know that after becoming champion, you get the option to take on the Cantonian gyms from Generation 1. We hop on the SS Aqua and make our way back to Kanto. Once we arrive, we grab a badge from Lieutenant Surge in Vermilion City, Sabrina in Saffron City, and Misty in Cerulean City. We have a very important item to grab while in Celadon City, the Leftovers. Leftovers is a held item that restores a small amount of HP to the holder each turn while in battle. We then defeat Erica while in Celadon City, Janine in Fuchsia City, Brock in Pewter City, Blaine in the Seafoam Islands, and finally Blue in Viridian City. I bet I know what you're expecting to happen now, but we actually have one more battle before we head that way. If we head east from Pewter City and go to Mount Moon, we'll find our rival waiting for us. Rollout comes through for us once more and we bid farewell to our rival forever. To prepare for the final battle, I level Shuckle up to level 97 and then give him 3 rare candies that I found throughout my playthrough. Now that Shuckle is level 100, we make our way through Mount Silver to challenge the strongest trainer in the game, Red. First up is Pikachu, who after a few turns paralyzes Shuckle with Thunder, but I eventually take him down with Rollout. Next up is Blastoise. He keeps hitting me with Surf, which does quite a bit of damage to Shuckle. Being paralyzed also means that I can't always attack when I need to. Eventually, Blastoise takes us out, and Red claims the victory. In round 2, we're able to take Pikachu out pretty quickly with Earthquake. We find ourselves in a tight spot again with Blastoise, but this time we're able to bring him down. Next up is Snorlax. By now, Rollout has accrued quite a bit of power, and we're able to get a one-hit KO. Number 4 is Venusaur. Rollout has stopped, so now I need to use Rest or risk being wiped out right here and now. Unfortunately for us, Venusaur is faster than Shuckle and gets to attack first. However, fortunately for us, he also uses Solar Beam first, which means he has to charge his attack, giving us a chance to heal. Solar Beam doesn't do too much damage thankfully, but now we have two small problems. Shuckle is asleep and unable to attack, and Venusaur uses the move Sunny Day, which means he no longer has to waste a turn to charge Solar Beam. Shuckle wakes up after taking one Solar Beam, and we kick off a rollout. Venusaur takes down most of our HP before we finally knock him out. Number 5 is Espeon, who hits us with Psychic to try to finish what Venusaur started. Thankfully, Rollout is still in effect, and we bring him down in one hit. We finally made it to Red's last Pokemon, Charizard, and we don't have a lot of HP left. Once again, Shuckle is outsped, and Charizard hits us with Flamethrower before we can use Rest again. We get hit by Flamethrower 3 more times before Shuckle wakes up. We go for Rollout again, and because Charizard is Flying type, he goes down immediately. And there you have it. It's completely possible to beat Pokemon Crystal using only a Shuckle. Thanks for watching. If you liked this video, hit that like button below and subscribe to my channel to see more. You can also follow me on social media to see what else I'm working on. My name is Trench, and I'll see you on the next adventure.